All right, quick disclaimer. I'm in even worse mood than I was a minute ago because I tried to film this and I filmed the whole entire thing and it was emotional. And then when I got done, I realized that it stopped recording like just a couple minutes in. And so like I went on for like 20 minutes, literally just talking to nobody. I'm using my phone because my camera is broken, and so I couldn't tell that it had stopped recording because it was like facing that way. So now I've turned it so it's facing me, but the video quality is probably not going to be very well because I have it facing me so I can see it if it stops recording, because if I did it twice, I would lose my mind. So I've been gone for a long time. And I've been thinking about making this video for a while, and it's like rough. And since this is the second time that I'm filming this, I'm probably going to like be talking really fast and like just probably not even like getting across to you what I want to get across, and that's frustrating. So I don't know. Hopefully this works out well. I wanted to goodness. All right. I am all over the place. I've been all over the place for a while. I have been struggling with severe depression. If you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I've struggled with depression for years. I have times where the depression isn't as bad. Like I can't remember the last time I've not been depressed at all. But there's definitely like times where it's easier to manage. This is the most severe depressed I've been for the longest length of time, and I'm going to get into that. I'm going to explain that to you. The reason why I'm making the video is because I feel like there are definitely people out there, and if you happen to stumble across this video, know that you are not alone. The other is that when I was making videos, like even though my channel is small, I had regular viewers, people that would leave me comments regularly, and I just disappeared. And it's been 7 months since I posted my last video, and you know, I realized that is not cool. Like if someone that I watched regularly just disappeared, I would wonder like, what the heck? Like, where did you go? So basically, one of my last videos that I posted in February, I actually talked about my depression, and I touched on the fact, I said, I was like, you know, the last week, it's been really bad. I don't know why. I just woke up and I've just been like feeling really bad. And depression doesn't make sense. Like you just it's not a choice. And so if you've never experienced depression and you're one of those people that's like, well, just get over it or just think happy thoughts, like that's ignorant. Don't say that. Don't say that to someone, and please educate yourself. That's yeah. And so finally, like I finally was able to get myself to like try to make this video today. So I've been thinking about it for months, literally. So basically I just kept getting worse, and I was already seeing a therapist and seeing a psychiatrist. I was on medication. The medication I was on, you know, seemed to work. It never, like I said, I've never not been depressed. Like I get to like a manageable level where I'm able to fake it, you know, like I'd go out and I smile and people have no idea how miserable I really am inside. And that's how I've been living my life and have been trying to get better. And so I was seeing a therapist and trying to work on that. Like, who wants to be miserable all the time? You know, it sucks. But then like it took this turn, and I don't know why. It did happen not long after we had the miscarriage and not long after like finding out that we couldn't conceive naturally anymore. So one could say that's why I got depressed. It didn't feel like that, and sometimes you don't know, like you don't know what like what sets it off. Even with therapy, I wasn't getting better, like nothing was improving. And then I got to the point, like I was crying all the time. I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to leave the house. I wasn't able to like be functional. I started having suicidal thoughts. My therapist started talking to me about hospitalization. And ultimately we decided on a partial hospitalization program, which meant I went every day, except for the weekends. I went Monday through Friday during the day, and I would go home. So I just didn't sleep there. So I started that in April, and I had to be interviewed for that because you have to be like a certain level of depressed. And so I guess I met their criteria. And I wasn't there very long before I was placed in a psychiatric hospital because I was suicidal. And that was a horrible experience. And I was in this program from April until like the very beginning of July. And during that duration, I was hospitalized twice. And I never want to have to do that again. I became dependent on this place because like I was there for so long because I was so depressed, and even though I was there, I still wasn't getting better. Like most people aren't there as long as I was there. And by the time I left that place, I was on 10 different antidepressants. 10. And not one of them was doing anything for me. But because I was going to this place and I would be in a room with like a table of other people who knew what it was like to be depressed, it just felt safe. And so when they discharged me, it was really difficult because I didn't know how to like do this by myself. I was placed in another like group therapy type place, but it was 3 days a week instead. And that doctor ended up, he felt like I have treatment-resistant depression, which is self-explanatory. You're resistant to treatment. So any type of treatment that they could give me, like I wasn't responding to. I wasn't responding to therapy. I wasn't responding to medication. It just like nothing was working. And so he suggested that I get ECT done. ECT is electroconvulsive therapy, where basically they shock your brain. It induces a seizure. You're under anesthesia when it's done, and it's like a metaphor that they will use. It's kind of like restarting your brain. And they only do that for very severe cases. So they referred me to the hospital, like to the doctors of the program. Again, you have to also be interviewed for that. They have to feel like you need it because it is a very intense procedure. And so I went and I met with the doctors on a Wednesday. We talked about my history. We talked about where I was at, and they were like, you need to come in on Friday and start this process immediately. And so I went in on Friday. I had my very first ECT treatment done, and for a few weeks after that, I had ECT done 3 times a week. Then we moved down to 2 times a week, and then we moved down to 1 time a week. And eventually, they want to get people into like a maintenance period, where maybe you come like once a month or once every 3 months, or, you know, like you get to a point where you're better. I'm still not better. I am slightly better than before I started ECT. I was having suicidal thoughts all the time. I was very scared. My family was scared. And when I was having ECT done 3 times a week and 2 times a week, those thoughts lifted. So I was still feeling very intensely depressed, but I wasn't thinking about how I was going to end my life. But the side effect of having ECT done that much is memory loss. And so literally, like even to this day, I don't remember the entire summer, and I don't remember most of my time at the partial hospitalization program. So even though I was there for months, I barely remember being there. Like I don't remember what I learned, like what I was doing through therapy or any of that. I remember that it was important to me, and I remember that I bonded with the people, but like events, like I have no recollection. There are a few important things that happened over the summer that like I have no recollection of, and like I'm told about it and I'm just like, what? And it's extremely weird. It's extremely weird to have like a giant amount of time like taken from your brain. And then the other weird thing that my brain is doing is that even though I was at the partial hospitalization program from April until July, my brain is placing that time over last Christmas. I don't know why. It's very, it's trippy. So they started to have me do ECT once a week because they needed me to be able to remember going to therapy, because another part of working through depression is therapy. And I was seeing my therapist, and like I couldn't remember seeing her, talking about anything, nothing. It was just wiped from my mind. So then they decided that they wanted to try to stretch me out to every other week. And so this was just a couple of weeks ago. So not last week, but the week before we made this attempt. So the week before that, I had ECT. The next week came and I didn't go, and I crashed, and I crashed hard. Like I woke up and I just felt like I wanted to die, and I started thinking about the most efficient way to end my life. And like it hurt, like, it physically hurt. It felt it's just inexplainable, like how bad you can feel and not have control over it. It is just the worst thing that I've ever experienced in my entire life. This depression thing, like it is horrific. And it angers me when I do see people say things like, just get over it. Just think happy thoughts. Like, do you think that people really choose this? And all of these treatments that I'm doing, by the way, cost a lot of money. So like, one, I don't like that we've had to spend a lot of money on treatments, and I'm not even getting better. And I don't like the treatments that I'm doing. Like ECT scares the crap out of me. Yes, they put me to sleep, but it is really intimidating. Like you walk into this big white sterile room, and then there's a ton of people standing over you and like hooking things up to your head and your chest. And when they put you to sleep, like they don't use gas, they use injections, and it's multiple medications. And so they're standing there and like they name them off. So like I'm fully awake listening to them like say which medication they're injecting when. And it starts here, and I literally for whatever reason, the medication burns. So for like 20 to 30 seconds, I'm awake and it hurts like heck. And I can feel the medication traveling through my vein and it feels like it's on fire. And like I start to cry, like it hurts so badly. And like I can feel it until it like travels up to here. And then like once it gets like up to here, like I start to get groggy. But it's not a fun experience. And I don't like it. And it takes up, like, my family has to, like, they have to drive me to the hospital because I can't drive myself. And like, you're there half the day. And when I wake up, I don't remember where I am. I don't remember what I'm doing. Like, they ask you questions, simple questions. What's your name? What hospital are you in? What city are you in? What day of the week is it? And I don't know any of it. Like, it wipes me, and it just sucks. I don't like it. And so none of this is fun. This is not a choice. And I just, so that's why I disappeared. So when all of this went down, like, I became absolutely 100% uninterested in anything, makeup, hair, whatever. Like, last night, literally, I straightened my hair, and last night is the first time that I have that some sort of heated tool has touched my hair since the beginning of last spring. It's just been like a wavy, frizzy mess. Like, I just leave it. I don't even care. I don't wear makeup. I don't dress very cute. Like, if I'm not at the doctor's, I'm in bed. That is how bad this hurts. And like, right now, I'm having a moment where I'm not crying, and like, these are few and far between. And yeah, I just, if you are someone that has experienced this or is currently experiencing this, feel free to write me a message, or please just, like, I know, like, I'm not saying like, oh, I know how it feels, because then there's also people who like experience sadness sometimes, and when like if they talk to me about my depression, they'll be like, oh, I know how that feels. And like, but literally it's like they're sad because they like had to leave their job. And I'm like, okay, like, people's feelings matter, but like, you do not know what it feels like to want to die. Like, I literally feel like I am a burden to my family. I feel like they would be better off without me. That is so excruciatingly painful. And like, I'm really fighting hard to like, to repeat to myself, that is not true. That is absolutely not true. They would be devastated without you. Do not do anything to yourself. Keep fighting. Wake up each day and fight. And that is what I am doing. And I am trying my hardest. And to be honest, there are days when it is so hard to do that. Like, I just feel so exhausted and depleted that I want to give up. And that is a terrible feeling. And if you're feeling that way, I am so sorry. But please just keep fighting. And if you haven't already gotten help, please get help. And yeah, so I'm not really and it's really hard for me to like concentrate. I have a really hard time like thinking clearly and thinking straight and concentrating for anything for more than a few seconds. And so I'm sorry if like I'm just all over the place and very unclear. I just wanted to say that. And you know, and it's a lonely thing. Like, there are people that I considered good friends that haven't talked to me in months. And there are people even within the YouTube community that like I considered good friends and we would talk on a regular basis that I haven't heard from in months. And like my inclination, like the first thing that comes to my mind is I'll think, well, I'm just not important to them. And that's like, I think that is when you're feeling like this, like you instantly just feel like it's you. And like I have to try to tell myself, like, you don't know, like it's not fair for you to put yourself in their mind. You don't know what is going on, you know. But at the same time, like I literally, like I don't have a lot of people that I talk to. And but I do have an incredible husband. I am so lucky. He has been the biggest supporter and has had to take on the role of mother and father because I've been incapable of doing much of anything. Getting up to go to the bathroom is difficult. I have to be like, all right, Jennifer, you need to get up. You need to get up. You need to put one foot in front of the other. And there are days that it physically hurts. And it hurts because I don't know why. But like then I look and I see that, you know, like time with my daughter is passing me by. You know, I'm not able to be the mom I want to be. I'm not able to be the mom or the wife that I want to be. And I just am just going to, I'm just hoping and praying for relief, for reprieve. I'm still doing ECT as of right now. And I don't know, like one of the things my therapist wants me to do is to try to do things that I know used to bring me joy. And like I know factually making videos, I used to enjoy making videos, but like step one is it is really hard to just like get the energy to like sit, you know, to like sit down and do something. And then like the other is that like I'm not interested in makeup. I don't like, for this video I put on mascara and like a little bit of whatever this powder. I don't even know anymore. I don't even know what makeup I have because I literally, like I have not touched it in months. I don't wear it. I don't do anything. And so like, I'm not in a place where I'm going to sit down and be like, oh, check out this makeup or look at this look that I made, because I'm not doing that stuff right now. And so I don't know. One, I don't know if you guys want to see videos from me anymore or not. If you do, please let me know like what you would be interested in seeing. Like if you would even, because a lot of it would probably be just like sitting down and chatting, like because I don't even know what I'm capable of doing. Like this is an experiment right now, but maybe if I can get myself to try to do it, maybe I will start to enjoy it again. I don't know, but like this is a suggestion, and I'm trying to force myself to like to do things, like even if it feels uncomfortable. But I'm trying to put in that work so that hopefully I will see some sort of, I mean, I have been putting in the work. It's been like months and months and months, but you know what I'm saying? See, like now I'm just rambling. I miss you guys. I genuinely hope that you're all well. And I hope that this made sense. And I hope that like if you're just like passing by on this channel, you can refrain from judging or making judgments if you don't understand. There is a documentary, like I'm in the middle of watching right now, and it's a BBC documentary on depression. And so far, I like it a lot, and it actually goes over ECT. I'm going to place it in the description box because it does talk about like depression in the brain, and it's pretty educational. So yeah, just leave me a comment. Let me know how you are, what's going on with you. I don't know. I hope that this made sense. So God bless.